3, 2, 1. Bing. We're live. It's Scrum. It's Sam. It's Puneet. It's Michael. I had the auto graders meeting. Nothing particularly much to report from that. No big issues actually, which is no news is good news. Chatting with Armando, agreeing our position on pair programming being required, working out the self-paced issues for the course, and this, that, and the other. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, Michael and I have been working more on this time zone issue. Michael seems to have made some progress. You've just been, well, Michael, do you just want to tell us a little bit about the code that you've done here? What have you been trying to do here?
I was just hacking at it.
Yeah, but so this was the and that's this here. So we've got like this converter operation. So but effectively this runs every time the page is loaded, right?
Yeah.
And whether it's a let me do that. Whether it's a new page or a
So I think what's happening is with that error.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah. So here it's sort of hitting time there.
Instead, it's assumed that there's 2 digits, I think.
Right. And that's not necessarily the case. Yeah, because it's gone to 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, I think a good thing to do here would be to get set up with some acceptance tests because there's a lot of different moving parts. But yeah, good to be seeing what's possible. Yeah, Puneet, how are things with you?
Quite same as yesterday. So yeah, just monitoring the move, nothing else.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a short and sweet Scrum for us. Yeah, we've got the kickoff plan to do in like 12 minutes and review this and the other. I guess we could be using the remaining 12 minutes here to look at the time zone issue. I guess that the difficulty with it seems to me, I mean, what we need, Michael, is we need a the acceptance test that we need to wrap this up with is it's kind of like a conjoined create if edit event. So we need a situation where we have an existing event. I guess it doesn't really matter what time zone it was created in, but what we need to do is that we need to edit. Yeah, actually, I guess it's just going to be a normal edit thing. But notice how all of this edit things, none of these things mention that having edited it, you know, that it checks that the time. Even the existing test that we have doesn't check that the time that we have set it to actually changes. So yeah, I guess it's just a basic modification to this system that that we need an edit event. Almost the JavaScript thing is kind of like that's that's completely separate from this situation. We need to make sure that if the if somebody or if the time zone selector is changed, whether it's by the JavaScript or by the by a human, that the appropriate time comes back. So we need to work that out. We do need exactly the JavaScript that I think that you've written, which is because it will have to at least on load at the very first time. If this gets automatically set to being something, then at that point it should update that time. Otherwise, that test won't buzz. But I think we really want to get that test in place. Should I just take a stab at that test?
Okay. I'm driving.
I mean, we've got here a background with this thing, and it's like it fills in the event field. I mean, the interesting thing is check the edit, but it reflects the initial settings. Okay, so this one, but right. So this is I thought you'd change this now, Puneet, so that when you save an event after editing it, maybe you just changed it for when you create an event.
Yes,
Okay.
I remember I made some changes.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the situation that it goes to the events index page, which is partly why. Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting. So we could even see, at least in this context, like if you haven't changed the thing there, we would sort of be these tests are so poor. Oh my goodness.
I think once saving it redirects to the show page, right? Means after the event is saved.
After it's well, I think we've got two different things here. We've got,
Can you go to edit events feature?
but like if we look at the events controller, so we've got now the create will redirect to the event path. Hey Nitish. But if we look at the edit and then update, if it's updated here, it goes to the See, I think that's crazy design. But yeah. So this is the one that you changed.
Yes.
You changed this so that this now, instead of going to the event list, it goes to the event path, which is, I think, exactly as it should be. But so the interesting question here is actually even before anything else. So start time. Who knows whether that's the interesting question is just by itself. Does that? I mean, all of these have been passing, but I mean that's what's so annoying about these tests is that actually that the tests are not really testing what they should be. Features, events, their edit events feature. Because this one now, I mean, what will happen with the browser there is I guess it will set by default to like, oh, what's happened there? One or more errors were raised in the JavaScript code on this page. Yeah. So I guess that's undefined as not an object evaluating date match. Yeah. I guess I would say that we should kind of come back through this and maybe even rewrite, like the first thing to do is to actually rewrite the edit events test and make sure that it
go into assets and pull that JavaScript out. I mean the asset where it's being to the app JS file.
Okay. So this is time zone select.
Not there, but
No.
actually in the assets. Do you know where it's being loaded into the pipeline?
In here.
Just comment that out.
I can't immediately see it being loaded. Is it just being like the whole set of stuff is being loaded?
Oh, how annoying.
I think that the whole contents of, like these things, it's not being pulled in there. I think everything in the JavaScript.
Comment the whole thing out. There you go.
So, Nitish, good to have you with us. We sort of had finished the Scrum quite early. Anything to add about how things are going on your side? Feel free to use the chat.
Hi, Sam. I've just joined.
Yeah, you anything to report, or you're just hanging out to see what's going on?
I just came to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's cool. Hang out.
Yeah.
Good to have you with us. Yeah, just we're going to be finishing and moving into the kickoff meeting very soon.
Yeah, sure.
Now, okay, and so this one here, yeah, like the time isn't even being displayed, presumably for the same reason that we weren't seeing it in the create events. That is this is a date in the future, and it's only showing dates in the future. So we need a
background step.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. There's there's this. I sympathise with. I think Thomas's position in that, presumably Thomas's project manager was like reviewing all of these things and having them put in. The difficulty, I think, when you've got a big crowd of volunteers working on a project is, if you push back too hard on people's pull requests and you're too demanding, then maybe they just sort of give up and you don't get that functionality. I mean, I just merged something into local support today where the test is not as rigorous as it could be. Okay, so that, and then I guess here we've got, is that actually before that? Start date 204, end date 0304. That should be okay, shouldn't it? It's still not showing any time at all in there. 2014 February. We've set the start date to this.
Presumably.
Yeah. Okay. And then, no, but this is the background step. That's date, login, events. I guess this is creating the event that is needed, and then, and I visit the. No. This is actually not even testing the. Okay, that's the initial settings, and then this is the edit event. Okay. So this is the update. Right. Weird. Okay. Well, anyway, I think it's time for the kickoff, and we'll need to. I guess it's going to be next week. We'll need to like have a proper work through these tests. I have no idea why that's not displaying the initial time for that thing there. I mean that's there. That text actually. Don't do that.
There is also means I don't know means it looks like that a test for means so it's creating an event in the edit event feature actually. Is that right?
Yeah, well, so here what it's doing is it's starting by creating an event, and then it's got a scenario here that checks that this event is as it should be, which is kind of a bit ridiculous because that's what the create events page should do. And then it has another scenario that says now it goes in and it tries to edit one of them and it comes back through. What we've got here though actually is that I think it's actually not correctly saving the event. At least here, just looking at this text. It's got like, the duration repeats or whatever. I think this is still on the edit page. Like, so this is like check that the edit. Oh no, it is the edit page. Okay. So what is that? So okay, no. The problem maybe is actually that I put that there. So that's going in and like visiting the edit page, and this is that's the edit page there. The point actually at which it was supposed to be this is like, and I click the save button, then I should be on the event show page for daily stand-up.
So put it below that, right?
That there might actually be the place that we would expect that time to be to occur. Oh my goodness. Oh. Is that what I'm then surprised here is that it says it clicks the save button and I should be on the show page of daily stand-up, which is that seems correct to me. But if we look at the what we've got in what I thought we were seeing in the is it the events controller? Is when we do an update here, it's like if updated. Yeah. Okay. Actually, no. This does go to the event path. Okay. So I think I was just okay. Half of that was me just confusing myself in. Okay, because they're going to the. Okay. God, it's late on a Friday. Anyway, so that's them working it. And we're at least seeing what we expect to see. Okay. And it's time for the kickoff. So that would at least be, having figured out this test. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess I'll shut down the hangout here and I'll start the kickoff and I'll see you guys there.
All right.
All right. Bye for now.